Hey chaps, welcome back to another episode. This one's going to be another... Oh Graham, what did you buy this time? Oh yeah, another one. And if you're wondering if I finished the other one, no I haven't. Alrighty, brace yourself chaps. Welcome to Smush Town. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Smush Town. Boy, I hope that doesn't get me a monetization thing. So we have another VF Commodore. That's a VE if you're wondering. And there's Peter DJ. So this is a Series 2 VF Evoque. And it's got a grand total of 56,000 kilometers on it. 2016, and it's in, aside from me dropping some dirt into it, actually quite immaculate condition. This was my latest auction find because I can't help myself. Now you might go, oh my crap, that damage is really bad. This is so common in crash shops, this level of damage. It is not funny. This is your stereotypical crash that comes through crash shops daily. And I know that this has been to a crash shop because it's got, like, let's see if I can open this, so... Come on now! It's that way. Ironically, it's bent. Oh yeah, maybe if I bend it out of the way. Hey, there we go. Whew! A little bit of struggle there. It's like it's bent or something. So this is my telltale sign of a crash up because the assessors scribble all over it. And for the life of me, I don't know why they've scribbled there. There's nothing wrong with it. Scribble there but not there. That's bent, that's not. About the worst of the skirts, which is this bit, is it's got a little... just been pushed down here. The guards have just been flared out and they're toasted. The headlight is hanging in there by hopes and dreams. The radiator's, it's got a tow bar straight through the front. That's what that is. If you're wondering how that happens, I've seen enough crash cars to know that I'm pretty damn sure what's happened to this is a very slow accident because the airbags haven't gone off. Coming to an abrupt stop is what actually sets airbags off, not how hard you hit something. It's how quickly you stop. So my theory with this car is two people have been trying to turn right basically, and somebody's gone, the second person's gone, the first person's changed their mind, and this car's driven straight in the back at like 20-30 k's an hour. And you'd go, really, that fast and it's done all that damage? Yep, that doesn't take much. The bonnet is aluminium, weighs virtually nothing and is totally stuffed. Guards are stuffed. Headlights are obliterated. The rad support's gone. It does run and drive as it drove in here. It's going to the workshop on Friday where I'll start on it. And if you look over here, there's a front bar. Luckily most of the bottom of it survived, so those are all good. Crack there. I think it might be slightly cracked there, but I think I can reuse that. There's your exhaust pipe that went straight through the front. That's where your tow bar went through the front, but luckily those two, the three bottom inserts and all the sensors are fine. The rest of the car, I mean, aside from maybe I might need to put tyres on it because they're looking a bit low. It's got the big bulgy Series 2 tail lights, because, well, there's a Series 2. They changed the tail lights in the wagons. I think these look actually a much nicer tail light. Battery, I've had it on charge because it was dead flat, as you would expect for a car from the auctions. Removed all the person's junk out of it. Actually found their wallet and personal belongings, so that's going back to them later in the week when I send the old boy on a mission, because I'm not one person who, if I find someone's personal belongings, I'll give them back to them because I'm that kind of a guy. So I think they'll be stoked to get that back. These are just put on so that you know the car's had an accident, the airbags haven't gone off. Wouldn't worry about that. It's not going to go off anymore unless it gets a very good stop. So we need Rio, rad support, the rail ends. So the caps that go into the end of the chassis rails have had their bolts ripped out. That. Yeah, I'm a fan of beater. So this has been folded all the way into there and has been cut by a crash up to assess the damage. The intake is, the throttle body's good, but this I guess it's the piping has been absolutely crushed. Luckily computer is fine, that's good. The belts aren't interrupted because the motor is so far back, so a lot of this will be savable, some of it will be dead. This, believe it or not, is actually easier to fix than that, because nearly 90% of this is bolt on. So if I get bonnet, guards, headlight, rad support, condenser, blah 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 blah, all that junk, bolt on, bolt off. But the only thing I have to weld is a couple of new end caps on the rails, which is about 10 seconds work. But that's my latest purchase. It was pretty good. It's also the same colour as the Mrs. one, the one I put the quarter panel on. It's the same model. It's 2 years newer with a third the Ks. But this was also owned by the police first. Her car was actually, as in the VF you've seen a few months back, that was actually a police car. It had, you could tell where all the lights had been and all the telltale signs where all the tail lights had extra holes drilled in them for the extra LEDs. This one didn't get kitted out the same, but it was owned by the police first. So I suspect this car might have started its first 40,000 Ks of its life as a camera car, parked on the side of the road with one of those things on the front of it, or maybe a runaround for the police. But it used to be owned by the police. That was the first mob who had it, and then a older gentleman owned it. He obviously had a stopping issue and drove it into the back of somebody else. It was then sequentially written off through the auctions. It's still a repairable, so it was just basically, they call it an economic write-off. It's too expensive to fix. Well, the insurance company would prefer to pay the customer a small amount of money rather than having the car fixed, because it is, you know, we've got a rough guess, you know, a genuine guard is $500. That's, you know, 2 guards, 2 headlights. The headlights are expensive because of all the xenon ooh la la gibberish that's in them. So yeah, depending on what insurance company you would do, depending on what parts you would have got, it would be very easy to write this car off for a financial reason. So that's what's happened to it. But for me, it's a bonus because I like fixing this stuff. I am never stopping fixing this stuff, and I think this will be a brilliant car when it's done. And I've also was doing some measurements in the back because I'm already planning ahead what I'm going to do with it once it's on the road, because I'm going to fix this very soon. I'm about 99% certain a pair of XC Falcon guards will fit in here. So if the state borders ever open again, and I finish the guards and finish this car, I believe this is how I'm going to get the guards back to Peter for his XC. I mean, we've got a little bit of damage here on the rear bar, but that's, you know, pretty normal. So this is the latest acquisition. That Commodore is still good. Ran that the other day. The motor still isn't knocking. It's had about 3.5 hours worth of running just to give that motor the best chance possible for that bearing not to do any more laps. So not much of an update. I haven't, the cars I've got in the workshop, I'm on the coupe and the rotisserie, but at the moment the job I'm doing on that isn't overly exciting, so I haven't bothered to film it. I've just been working and dealing with this that turned up on Monday. I'm not going to buy any more cars until this one and that one are back on the road. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my special kind of purchases. See ya.